Because as you see the day approaching, guess what? Satan is doing his job. His job is to deceive, right? His job is to deceive. And at the end of the day, for you not to be deceived, you got to be around like-minded people, because if you fall, guess what? Your brother and sister is right there. Does that make sense? That's the main point, right? So now watch this. What is today? The Sabbath day, right?
Bring it up.
How do we keep the Sabbath day holy? Right, you're still learning, right? So now, today is a day that we're supposed to gather, because in the Christian church, we was taught to gather on what day? Sunday. But Sunday is idolatry. That's the worship of the sun. We don't celebrate on Sunday. Did you know that? The day of the Lord is not on Sunday. You didn't know that? The day of the Lord is on Saturday. Today is the Lord's day. Yeah, today is the Lord's day. Watch this. Give me so get Exodus. Get Exodus chapter 20, yep, read that.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Yep.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So the God says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. We have to remember, because think about it. We were just exiting out of Egypt getting the commandments. We forgot that we was the Israelites. We was following Egyptian customs. Think about it today. How do we correlate that to today? We've been living in America following American tradition our whole lives. We've been celebrating Christmas. We've been celebrating Thanksgiving. We've been celebrating 4th of July. So the Lord is telling us that we have to remember the Sabbath day. Right, that's good. But now you got to leave the paganism alone and now follow God's holidays and his holy days, right? So now watch this. Read on.
6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work.
So now 6 days you got to be able to labor and do all your work. Go ahead.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So now the Sabbath day is the 7th day of the week. The 7th day of the week. What's the first day of the week today? It's Sunday. So the 7th day, right, is Saturday. Does that make sense? Today is the Sabbath day. So we're not supposed to be doing any what?
In it thou shalt not do any work.
So we're not supposed to be doing work when it comes to business. We're not supposed to be doing no work. We're not supposed to be working. And if you do work, do you work today on the Sabbath day? Okay, good. So that's a start, right? So now, we're not supposed to be, say it again. That's your husband's jacket, okay? So now, so the Sabbath day, we're not supposed to work, right? Now, are you planning on cooking today? Right, but in the future, you may plan on cooking, right? So now watch this. On the Sabbath day, we're not supposed to be cooking. We're not supposed to be doing none of that. So no work when it comes to, when it talks about no work, any work when it comes to business, right? And we're not supposed to be cooking. No, of course not. You just gotta eat cold food. Like for example, you can eat sandwiches. You can eat all types of fruits. You can still eat your oatmeals, right? You can still eat all of that good stuff. You can still eat all of that good stuff. How you doing today, brother? Everything good? Brother Patrick, come to the front. Brother Patrick, how you doing? Come to the front, bro. So we're teaching our sister about the Sabbath day. You know when the Sabbath day is?
No.
Today is the Sabbath day. We're talking about it, how to keep it holy. We're teaching on how to keep the Sabbath day holy, Patrick. You understand? You follow the Bible? You believe in the Bible?
Yes, sir.
So watch this. Exodus 16, verse 23. Watch this.
Exodus chapter 16 and verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord hath said.
You got any questions? You got any questions, sis?
No, I was going to show him, he said, exactly, he said he Mexican, but he believed in the Bible.
Mexicans is the most hardworking people, the most gifted people, the most talented people. But guess what? Why are you doing all this work, but get the lowest pay on earth? Why are you still living in the hoods, but you building these houses? Think about it, you're doing all the construction work. You doing, think about it. We doing all the hardest work on earth. We're building most of these establishments out here, most of these buildings, and most of these corporations that's making thousands, millions, billions of dollars. But we still living in the hoods and the ghettos. Think about it. Let's talk about that name. Why are you not called Issachar today, but you called Mexican? Watch this. Watch what the Lord said. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 15.
Yeah.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
God says, what's your name? Patrick. God says that you're going to leave your name that he gave you for what? For a curse. Hispanic is a curse. Hispanic means property of Spain. That's what Hispanic means. Are you a slave to the Spaniards today?
No. What?
No. But you still got to pay taxes, right? You still got to go to the other nations in the want of all things. If you want food, right? If you want clothing, if you need gas, we don't own any of these establishments. We just work and run these businesses. You understand? But anyway, God says, you shall leave your name for a curse. Read on.
Unto my chosen.
Unto what?
Unto my chosen.
We used to be God's chosen. Issachar is God's chosen people. Read on.
For the Lord God shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name.
So how would God slay us? Slay means to kill. God said he's going to kill us, right? And serve us and cause us to and call us by another name. Think about it. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 49. How were we slaves to the point we forgot our own nationality that God gave us?
I did that on purpose.
Think about it, Patrick. How did that take place? I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and start at verse 45.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
So it doesn't matter where we are on earth, Patrick. Guess what? God says because we don't want to serve him, the curses is gonna chase us, right? It don't matter.
Good vibes in the area. Well, man a fighter from the start. I mean no carry grudge in the heart. Hatred make you turn from your people. Wise up, I feel be smart. DJ, turn up the lights on the start. Ring tune, pull it up, celebrate cause we no carry grudge in the heart. We no carry grudge in the heart. Everybody feel right, right. Good vibes in the place.
Right? It don't matter if we live in Alabama, if we live in New York, if we live in Louisiana, California, Mexico, New Mexico, North Dakota, South Dakota. Wherever we go, the curse is going to pursue us. Meaning, we're going to be killing each other there. We're going to be murdering each other there. We're going to be doing the hardest work for the lowest wages there. The curses is going to pursue us to where we can't run from them. Watch this, read.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Why, Patrick? Because we don't want to listen to God. Read on.
To keep his commandment.
Do what?
To keep his commandment.
We're supposed to be doing God's commandments, Patrick. Read on.
And his statutes, which he commanded thee.
Read.
And they shall be upon thee.
So the curses shall be upon us. Read on.
For a sign.
For what?
For a sign.
For what?
For a sign.
Hey, Patrick, God said that the curses shall be upon us for a sign. How do we know we're at Dino Mart? Because of the sign, right? How do we know it's Walgreens across the street? How is Charles Carl's Jr. right there? Because the sign is the identifying marker. Watch this, read.
For a wonder.
For a what?
For a wonder.
So when we read these curses, Patrick, it's gonna make us wonder, like, the Bible is talking about me and my people. Read on.
And upon thy seed forever.
Meaning the curses is gonna be a cycling thing forever. Since the Babylonian captivity, the Persian and Mede captivity, the Greek captivity, the Roman captivity, all the way till America today, the curses was gonna pursue us until we die. That's what God is saying. Now jump to verse 49. Watch this. The curses is going to be the identifying marker who he's talking about. Read.
Verse 49. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
God says that that he's going to bring a nation against us, the Israelites, from far. Think about it. Read on.
From the end of the earth.
From one end of the earth. Read on.
As swift as the eagle flying.
As swift as the what?
As the eagle flying.
As what?
As the eagle flying.
So let's examine that. Think about it. His chosen people, the Israelites, right? Because we don't keep his commandments, God says he's going to have another nation conquer us, and his symbol is going to be the what, Patrick? The eagle. He's giving you the identifying markers on why you're being called Hispanic and Mexican and not being from the tribe of Issachar. Because your enemies will come conquer you and change your name. And change your nationality.
Right.
Watch that. Read it again. Look at them coins. Patrick, read it again, 49. That's in the Eastern Hemisphere. So God is letting you know that the white man is going to come from the east. Read on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flight.
The white man is going to come to conquer you, and his symbol is going to be the eagle.
Right.
That's what God is saying. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou should not understand.
The white man came over here and taught you Spanish. You didn't understand Spanish at one point in time. You didn't. That wasn't your language. Because the so-called Mexicans, which are from the tribe of Issachar, you were speaking Hebrew. You were speaking Hebrew. So not only do you have a name that's not yours that was given by the Spaniards, you're also speaking Spanish that was given to you by the Spaniards. And the Lord allowed this to happen. Why? Because we didn't want to keep his commandments. Does that make sense? Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou should not understand.
Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance.
A fierce countenance, meaning they didn't care who you were. Read on.
Which should not regard the person of the old.
They didn't care how old you were. Read on.
Nor show favor to the young.
They don't care how young you were. When it came to slavery, they fed our children to gator bait. Look at this down here. You see this down here? They fed our children to gator bait. You see this down here? They fed our children to gator bait. They didn't give a damn how young they were. When it came to building their kingdom, guess what? The youngsters was working at 4 years old. As soon as they was able to talk and walk, they're getting work. They about to work. And when it came to them killing our people, they didn't care how young you were. They didn't care how young your sons and your daughters was. They didn't care. Read on.
And he should eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Think about it. And he's going to eat the fruit of your cattle. So not only will he destroy you and your kids, all the hard work you did at that time and even today, who reaps all the benefits? The white man reaps all the benefits.
Bring it up.
But look, yeah. Leviticus 26:17. He good, you good, bro.
I was gonna say, because I say that I stopped working for the white man to build my own business.
Exactly.
I always felt like I'm giving them way more in the end than what, and I'm working for, how you say, like we're working for the bottoms, and why we gotta be bottom feeders when we got the knowledge, we got the skills, and we can go and do it ourselves.
Exactly. That's the mindset we gotta have, right? Hold that. So some of us may need to go work for somebody, but why not work for somebody like you that can support your own people? Instead of dealing with the Arabs, they hate your guts, and you in there doing inventory, stacking up Starburst. Come on, bro. We can do better than that, right? Yeah. Watch this, read that.
Daniel chapter 1 and verse 4.
Yeah.
Children in whom was no blemish, but with favor and skillful in all wisdom.
You see what the scripture says? The children is referring to us. This is in the time of Babylon, when Nebuchadnezzar was the king at this time, but we were still in captivity. You understand? But when he noticed and seen us as a people, this is what he said when he seen us. Read it again.
children in whom was no blemish.
No blemish, meaning when you see this people, I can see nothing wrong with this people. Let's go into detail, read.
But well favored
of the Lord, read on.
and skillful.
We're skillful people. We're the most talented people. Who created the first stoplight? Our people did that. When it comes to making all these tools and all these gadgets and building up another man's kingdom, guess what? We were the main part of that. We were the reason behind that. Why? Because we're skillful and an industrious people.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word.